Ladies, do you want to give your man the best bed experience that he won't ever forget? Trust me, it's way easier than you might think. All it takes is knowing a few key spots on his body that not only turn him on, but make him moan for more. So, in the next few minutes, I will reveal the 7 most sensitive spots on men where they love to be touched. This awareness will not only enhance you and your partner's intimate experience in the bedroom, but it will also strengthen your relationship. Give a thumbs up and let's begin. Number 7. Eyelids. Alright ladies, when we talk about sexually sensitive spots, the first thing that probably comes to our mind is a guy's private parts, right? But what if I tell you that the equally sensual part is right on his face? Well, I'm talking about the eyelids. Touching your man's eyelids can actually make him go crazy. I mean, think about it. There is a pretty good reason why eyelids are a great spot for providing a guy with a good experience. Now, you can only touch his eyelids when you are way close to him, like your face is right in front of his. Your eyes diving into his eyes. You are already in that cutty position. The stage is already set. This is when you do this thing that he will not even see coming. That element of surprise makes the touch all the more exciting. But it's not just the element of surprise that turns a man on. Scientifically, the eyelid is packed with nerve endings which make it extremely sensitive. Now, this area has a high concentration of sensory receptors, meaning it reacts strongly to touch. Because the eyelid is so delicate and soft, even a light touch can create intense sensations. Now, you might be wondering, what's the right way to touch his eyelids? I mean, it's a sensitive spot and delicacy is important when you touch him. So, here is how you do it. The first thing is that you won't be doing anything intense here, as it's all about soft touch, and you must not put too much pressure on it. Just a nice stroke or a whispered kiss on his eyelids will be enough to spark those emotions. When you do it, though, make sure your timing is perfect. Don't just enter the room and start right away with the eyelids. It's about finding the right moment during intimacy. For example, when you are already too close and there is that moment of eye contact during a cuddling or kiss, this is when you need to do it. Oh, and one thing to remember, some guys can find this unexpected, so much so that they might pull away for a moment. If this happens, you need to give him the space until he finds it relaxing. But if he can lean in and become even closer, that's your green light, and it means he's loving this touch of his eyelids. Number 6. Bridge of the nose. What if I tell you that the second hot spot to turn on a guy is also right on his face? And no, I'm not talking about the lips right now. It's the unexpected bridge of our nose, the area of the nose that comes right between our eyes. Now, most people do not consider this area a sensual spot, but it's actually one of the most important places where guys just love to be touched. Now, you might be thinking the nose bridge is not as delicate or sensitive as the eyelids. Then, how can this be a turn on for guys? Well, you are right in that. It's not a delicate spot, but it sure is a sensual one. The bridge of the nose is an interesting spot. It has a network of nerve endings that can make it quite sensitive to the touch. Though not as much as the lips or the earlobes, this area is connected to the sensory pathways in the brain, meaning that a light touch or kiss can activate these nerves and create a pleasant sensation. The sensation here is more subtle compared to other areas, which make it a great spot for gentle, affectionate touches. That means it's not just a way to turn a guy on, it's more like a way to create feelings of affection for each other. It wakes the emotions of care and strengthens your bond with him. That's why it's not for the moments of heightened emotions. Rather, it's more suitable in calm and relaxed situations. Again, there is a right technique for it as well. The touch should be light and slow, allowing him to fully appreciate the sensation without feeling rushed. The best thing is when you touch him with your lips, like a light kiss. And again, timing is crucial here as well. Touching the bridge of his nose is not for initiating intimacy. It's best done when things are already heated. Moreover, combining it with other hot spots will enhance the overall experience. Let him feel that, and then slightly move your lips to the bridge of his nose and give a soft kiss. This combination of new experiences will make him moan for more. Number 5. back of his head. Have you ever thought about how a simple touch on the back of his head can make a big difference? Well, it might seem like a small thing, but this spot, right at the base of the skull, just above the neck, can be incredibly soothing and intimate when touched gently. Scientifically, this area has a lot of nerve endings packed into it. Specifically, the spot where the skull meets the neck is called the occipital region, and it's rich in sensory receptors. When you give this area a soft touch or a massage, you stimulate these nerves, which can lead to a relaxing and pleasurable sensation. This is why a gentle touch there can also be comforting. It activates those feel-good nerves and helps him unwind. Psychologically speaking, touching the back of his head in this spot can create a strong sense of closeness. This area is where people often carry tension, so a gentle rub or massage here can feel very nurturing. It's like saying, "Hey, I'm here for you," which can help deepen your connection and make you both feel more bonded. And how can you do it effectively? Well, imagine that you're winding down together after a busy day, and as you sit close, you place your hands gently at the base of his skull and start with a soft, soothing massage. This isn't about applying deep pressure, no, just gentle, slow movements to ease tension and provide comfort. The scientific reason behind this is that the light touch can help him relax and feel secure, enhancing the intimacy of your time together. Moreover, this can create a spark of emotions in his body that will make him get more intimate. Timing is key here as well. This touch works best during calm, relaxed moments, like after a long day or during a quiet evening. Make sure your touch is soft and deliberate so that he can fully enjoy the experience. Just make sure not to be too quick or too rough. He will feel it exactly how you will make him feel. Be calm, slow, and soft when you touch him, and make sure to combine it with other intimate techniques. Number 4. Hamstrings. Have you ever considered how a kind of stroke on the back of his legs makes such a freaking difference? We're discussing the hamstrings. That is the muscle at the back of the upper part of his thighs. Now, this location could not be considered a romantic area to begin with, but only a few people know it is a perfect idea for those who love intimacy and the atmosphere of calmness. For an anatomical point of view, the hamstrings are full of nerves, and that is why they turn red when touched. It is something that, if you give a gentle rubbing motion when you're in this area or gently squeezing, it makes him feel good. This is because the touch is instinctively pleasant and thereby makes him become more relaxed because it taps into the body's natural stress relief mechanisms. Now, let's see how you can do it right with this quick example. Imagine you're having a cozy movie night together and you're snuggled up on the couch. You notice that he's feeling a bit tense. You gently place your hands on the back of his thighs and start a soft, soothing massage. You're not going for the deep pressure or intense movements, just light, relaxing strokes. This touch can help him feel more at ease and cherished, adding a layer of intimacy to your time together. And what's the best time to touch his hamstrings and ignite his emotions? It works best when your man is in a mellow mood or he's in a bit of a relaxed state. Like, let's say, when he comes back from the gym, or maybe relaxing after winding down after a busy day. It could be when he went for a long walk and is now sitting on the couch and just having this relaxed moment. Number 3. Feet. Now, ladies, what if I tell you that touching his feet is a great way to turn him on? Feet? Yes, feet. I know it's a bit unexpected for most people, but feet, indeed, are a great spot for turning on a guy. Just touching his feet in the right way can ignite a wave of emotions like intimacy and affection. But feet are neither delicate nor are they a sensual spot. Well then, how can they be a great spot? Well, let me explain quickly. You see, human feet are designed in a way that they sense differences in pressure, texture, or a person's own balance while walking or running. That's why our feet have more than 7,000 nerve endings, and while people think it is not a sensitive spot, feet are actually the most sensitive spot in our whole body. These 7,000 nerve endings are not only for sensing pressure or texture, they can actually be used to turn on a guy. Just a slight touch can literally spark an overload of emotions. feet are also connected to something called reflexology, where the different pressure points in the feet link to various parts of the body. Giving his feet some TLC, well, you're actually helping relieve stress throughout his entire body. But, like in the other sensitive spots, you need to do it right to make it work. And when it comes to touching his feet, there are plenty of ways to make it feel amazing and even a little bit sexy. Start with a gentle foot rub using your thumbs to press into the arches and work your way out to the sides. You can also lightly run your fingertips along the top of his feet, or trace small circles around his ankles for a teasing, sensual touch. If you're feeling playful, a soft kiss or even slightly dragging your nails across his toes can send shivers up his spine. Mixing it up with a combination of pressure and light touches will keep things interesting and help build anticipation. One thing to remember when you do it though, not everyone likes their feet touched. So check his body language to see how he responds to it. If he looks uncomfortable or surprised, you may not proceed with it and keep it for another try later. But if he looks comfortable and lets you do the whole thing, well, that means he's just loving it. Number 2. Earlobes. While talking about the sensitive spots where men love to be touched, how can we forget the earlobes? That soft, fleshy lower part of the ear is located just below the cartilage of your ear, and while earlobes have their own function to play, they are factually also great as a spot to provide the greatest pleasure to your man. The reason earlobes are so sensitive and have a lot of nerve endings is that they play a role in detecting changes in temperature, touch, and pressure, which helps us to react to our environment. But they also help a man react when his partner is touching them in a soft and delicate way. A simple touch ignites an ocean of emotion and can be enough to completely get him in the mood. Of course, the key is how you do it and when you do it. So, let's first see how to do it effectively. Start with a light touch, maybe running your fingertips over his earlobes in slow, soft motions. You can even whisper something sweet in his ear while doing it, adding to the intimacy of the moment. Then, try gently kissing or even lightly biting his earlobes. Just enough pressure to make it playful but not too rough. This combination of soft, teasing touches will heighten his senses and leave him wanting more. Now, what's the best time to do it? Well, it doesn't have to be while you're both in bed. You could be sitting on the couch watching a movie or just cuddling. The best time is when the intimacy is heating up. I mean, the first moves should include this one too. And think about it. How great would it be when you mix it up with the other sensitive spots on his face? Like when you touch his eyelids and move to the bridge of his nose. This is when you play this third card and softly biting his earlobe. Or just kiss it. One thing to avoid is being too aggressive too quickly. Earlobes are delicate, so start slow and build up the intensity based on how he reacts. Number 1. His fingertips. Alright ladies, now before we end our video, the last hot spot where guys like being touched is their fingertips. And when you give attention to his fingertips, well, you're tapping into a major pleasure zone that often gets overlooked. You see, as we already know, our hands are not just for grabbing things. We use our fingertips to sense a lot of things like temperature, pressure, and a lot of other things. We do it so effectively because our hands have like thousands of nerve endings, and science has now proved that intimate touches on a person's fingertips are the fastest way to turn him on. Of course, touching the fingertips is important because it's done for sparking emotions, like not during bed but before that. Picture a moment where you're sitting close, holding hands, maybe after a cozy evening together. You could slowly trace patterns on his fingers while you talk, or playfully intertwine your fingers. This will be like an electric wave down his spine, and he will be getting those intimate thoughts. Fingertips are an unexpected but effective way to get him feeling good. Plus, this type of touch doesn't need to be overly sensual right away. It's subtle, building anticipation and making him crave more without having to jump straight into anything too intense. It's all about teasing, building up the connection, and enjoying the moment together. Now, these spots that I mentioned are the most overlooked ones, and that's why they contain that element of surprise that makes them even more exciting. Of course, there are those other important spots like touching his lips, his nipples, or other private parts. So, what you need to understand is that it's a subtle combination of everything that makes it an unforgettable experience. And with that, let's finish today's video here. I hope this video helps all you ladies build a stronger connection with your partners. And if you think the video was valuable, well then please give us a like and make sure to subscribe as well. And if you'd like to share something that I might have missed, please do so in the comments section.